When you speak about the Supreme Court, though, I think the American people really deserve an answer, Senator Harris. Are you and Joe Biden going to pack the court if Judge Amy Coney Barrett is confirmed? I mean, there have been 29 vacancies on the Supreme Court during presidential election years, from George Washington to Barack Obama. Presidents have nominated in all 29 cases. But your party is actually openly advocating adding seats to the Supreme Court, which has had 9 seats for 150 years, if you don't get your way. This is a classic case of if you can't win by the rules, you're going to change the rules. Now, you've refused to answer the question. Joe Biden has refused to answer the question. So I think the American people would really like to know, if Judge Amy Coney Barrett is confirmed to the Supreme Court of the United States, are you and Joe Biden, if somehow you win this election, going to pack the Supreme Court to get your way?
I'm so glad we went through a little history lesson. Let's do that a little more. In 1864...
Well, I'd like you to answer the question.
No, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Okay. In 1864, one of the, I think, political heroes, certainly of the president, I assume of you also, Mr. Vice President, is Abraham Lincoln. Mm-hmm. Abraham Lincoln was up for re-election. And it was 27 days before the election. And a seat became open on the United States Supreme Court. Abraham Lincoln's party was in charge not only of the White House, but the Senate. But Honest Abe said it's not the right thing to do. The American people deserve to make the decision about who will be the next president of the United States. And then that person can select who will serve for a lifetime on the highest court of our land. And so Joe and I are very clear. The American people are voting right now, and it should be their decision about who will serve on this most important body for a lifetime.
Thank you,
and
Senator Harris.
People, Susan, are voting right now. They'd like to know if you and Joe Biden are going to pack the Supreme Court if you don't get your way in this nomination.
Let's talk about packing.
You once again gave a non-answer. Joe Biden gave a non-answer.
Trying to answer you
now.
The
American people deserve a straight answer. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the straight answer is they are going to pack the Supreme Court if they somehow win this election. Men and women, I got to tell you, people across this country, if you cherish our Supreme Court, if you cherish the separation of powers, you need to reject the Biden-Harris ticket. Come November the 3rd, re-elect President Donald Trump, and we'll stand by that separation of powers in a 9-seat Supreme Court.
Yeah, let's talk about packing the court then. Let's talk about the fact. Yeah, I'm about to. So the Trump-Pence administration has been, because I sit on the Senate Judiciary Committee, Susan, as you mentioned, and I've witnessed the appointments for lifetime appointments to the federal courts, district courts, courts of appeal. People who are purely ideological, people who have been reviewed by legal professional organizations and found to have been not competent, are substandard. And do you know that of the 50 people who President Trump appointed to the Court of Appeals for lifetime appointments, not one is black? This is what they've been doing. You want to talk about packing a court? Let's have that discussion.
John is a lawyer out in California. He is a trial lawyer. Now, I actually met John and his wife, Lori, who is also a lawyer, over a year ago. Now, John is also an accomplished author, having written 5 books, and 2 of them are More Than a Prophet, The Identity of Jesus from the Bible, Quran, and Early Sources, as well as In Defense of the Gospels, The Case for Reliability. John and his wife also lend their skills as lawyers to the Alliance Defending Freedom, which is a nonprofit organization that helps out those in cases involving religious liberty and things like that. I will also list that organization's information in the description box below. Okay, let's get into this interview. Now, being that President Trump is going to nominate someone to the Supreme Court, and it looks like the Senate is going to vote on it, Democrats wanted to pack the court. While justices are meant to be neutral and apply the law, when it was suggested that this happened by Democrats, it now seems like it's more of a political move. What are your thoughts on that?
It's not the first time. Franklin Delano Roosevelt tried to do it back in the 1930s, and he was unsuccessful. And there was a lot of pushback because he's, in essence, politicizing the courts. His idea was that as somebody reached retirement age, let's add a justice, et cetera, et cetera. Bad idea. Now, the last Supreme Court justice to comment on whether this is a good idea or not was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she said it's a bad idea. So here you go. What about that being her final wish? Well, it wasn't her final wish, but she commented on that. So this would clearly and ultimately politicize the courts in ways that would create such a rift that it would be unmanageable. And there would be such huge repercussions because you're not following the current system. Donald Trump is, Mitch McConnell is, but this would be them saying, we want raw power. We're not going to hide from that. And to us Democrats, the end justifies the means, and we don't want a conservative majority. Even though the conservative majority got there by following the rules, the Democrats won't stand for that. That's a really bad precedent. And I see so much turmoil today in the country. This is just going to add more to the racial divisions, the pandemic, and now you've got the political divisions. Can the country survive this? Some people are saying it's questionable because this really gets right down to the nitty-gritty.
Now, could Donald Trump push an initiative to limit the court to 9 justices only? What would the process be to have the court stay at 9 justices?
There's nothing in the Constitution, Article 3, about how many justices. In fact, there were times where there were 7, it was moved to 8, then finally 9. It's been 9 for well over 100 years. And as Ginsburg said, that seems to work because now you can have a 5-4 and at least you break the tie. I don't believe there's anything that President Trump can do to limit it to 9. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm unaware of how he could, by executive decree, an executive edict, limit it to 9. I don't believe that he has that power. I believe Congress could perhaps do that, but it would take both the Senate and the House, and it would probably mean one party would have to control. So in the same way that the Congress could theoretically expand the court to more than 9, if you had both houses joining in, the House and the Senate, then you could limit it to 9 if there was consent and pass a federal law along those lines. So I don't think the president on his own could do it. And that's how law is passed. Has to go through both. Starts in the House, ends in the Senate, and then signed into law by the president. And then, so it would have to go through those channels.
Well, John, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and speak with me. I learned a lot, and I definitely know our viewers did as well. So do you have any thoughts on any questions that were raised in this video? Please let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and definitely subscribe. I appreciate your subscriptions. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified each time that I upload a video to this channel. And lastly, make sure to follow me on social media, especially Instagram. It's just @Brittany Valadez, and I will list all my other social media accounts in the description box below. Until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez for BravelyDaily.com. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.